Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gatasuna gatasunshcha nanu shochanti panditaha. Pandit means in Rajasthan a cook. Nanu shochanti panditaha. The pandit, the wise people never grieve. What are the reasons that the people are miserable in this world? Two reasons. Gatasuna gatasunshcha. Asun means prana, the life. When the life departs, that means when somebody dies, the ignorant people are miserable. Why he has died? And ignorant people are not miserable only because somebody dies. They are also miserable. Ye marta bhi nahi. See? Gatasuna gatasunshcha. Nanu shochanti panditaha. So the first principle of life is this. Refuse to be miserable under any set of conditions. This is very simple. Miseries come to us and we can attribute those miseries to many things. And we all have default settings, like our laptops. We have default settings. If I am a husband, I am miserable because of my wife or somebody else's wife. Isn't it? If I am a mother, I am miserable because of my children. If I am a subordinate, I am miserable because of my boss. See? So, we can always attribute reasons of misery to something or somebody. Agreed. But we are all miserable by choice. Arrival of misery in your life can be attributed to somebody. But we are miserable when we cooperate with the miseries and support. See? And such a miserable person will be provided a chain of miseries, one after another, because you are cooperating. See, last time I remember, thank God you don't remember, I told one thing. When we get into any country, you have to fill in the form in immigration. And the most dumb form is when you enter USA. USA is the dumbest country in the world. See? Dumbest. So there will be a very huge, long list of, questions. First, are you a member of active terrorist organization? Yes or no? Now, who is going to write yes? What that question is there, Do you have criminal records? Yes or no? See? Were you convicted for murder, etc.? Yes or no? And in the same manner, when we were pushed in this world, Sahayajna praja srishtva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishadvam eshavo svishta kamaduka. Bhagavan in the 3rd chapter tells, when he pushed us in this world, so we have to go through immigration. And there also one form was given to us, like you are given one form. A form was given to us. And the form was, you are entering a miserable abode called as the world. Question. Do you want to be miserable? Yes, no. And those who have tick marked yes, they continue to be miserable. It is an option, friends. It is not a compulsion. And if we do not choose the right option, nobody in this world can help us. See? So what is the foundation of this wisdom? The foundation of this wisdom can be looked upon from different angles. First angle is, let us not look at life in a cocoon existence. See? We imagine we have ended up in a cul-de-sac. It's a blind end. Life is absolutely over. And we become so miserable. Instead of that, Mundakopanishad says, Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat na asti akrutaha krutena tadvijnanartham gurumeva vigachet samit panihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Pariksha lokan karmachitan. We have been living in this world for so many years and we have gone through many experiences. Now take a pause and look behind and find out. And if we look behind in our own life's experiences and if we are ready to learn from our experiences in the past, we are bound to end up in dispassion. Nirvedamayat. See? Our problem is we don't learn from our experiences. See? We have to learn. One old man in Bombay, a Sindhi gentleman, he told me this. Swamiji, after you told, I have decided to learn. He was almost, 85 not out. He used to come for my lectures. And I had decided to learn. Okay, very good, learn. Do you know what I am learning? I said, I don't know, nor I want to know. Learn, how does it matter? No, I want to tell you, I am learning Sanskrit. Imagine, Sindhi learning a Sanskrit. Like Sindhi singing, impossible. Have you heard any name of a Sindhi singer in your life? It is not possible. It's a manufacturer's defect. So, I had decided to learn Sanskrit. I said, of all the things at this old age, Bhagwan Shankaracharya said, Samprapte sannihite kale nahi rakshati dukrum karane. Bhagwan ka naam lo. Why you are learning Sanskrit? No. Do you know why? Because somebody told me that after we die and when we go to the heaven, there they talk Sanskrit. Therefore, I am learning Sanskrit. I said, this is called as real preparation. You are preparing to go to the heavens well versed with the local language, I said, but let us think. I don't wish, but let us think. What is that? Suppose you don't go to heaven. I know you will go, but suppose you don't go to heaven. And if you go to hell, then Sindhi I know. So if we learn from our experiences of life, with every additional experience, we will grow wise. See? We only grow old, not wise. See? And then we complain that our younger generation doesn't listen to us, they don't respect us. See? What is that in us that we should demand respect? Because we are old, it is not a qualification. See, friends, we have to grow wise, not old. And age and wisdom has nothing to do anything with each other. They are independent factors. See? Therefore, parikshalokan karmachitan. So how do we grow wise? Doesn't matter if we are not learned, never mind. Now is the time. Take a pause. Look behind. And evaluate your life. How do we evaluate? Take those experiences of your life when you had really become miserable. Again, like opening your old email, again go to the folder, open. And relive that old miserable experience. Remember it. You will come to know that you will never be miserable to the same intensity when that experience had happened. But you still continue to survive, making others miserable. See? But that particular moment, when that miserable experience happened, what was our conclusion? This is the end of my life. See? And then we say, Marna hi acha hai, and they don't die. Tragedy is this. See? Therefore, friends, if we look behind and learn from our life's experiences, we will come to know there is nothing new that is ever happening in anybody's life in this world. Then alone you can be happy and then you can have a lot of fun. See, like many people talk about terrorism these days. Terrorism is happening, terrorism is happening. Let us go back in Treta Yuga. Ravana was a less terrorist. See? He was killing the people and putting them in the, that burning fire. So you don't have to spend money on cremation. See? Similarly, during the next time, that is in Dwapar Yuga, what happened to Draupadi? Is it happening to us today? See? Then come latest. What Hitler has done, putting millions of Jews in the chambers and suffocating them to death through the poisonous gas. Is it happening today? No. So what is great that is happening? It has always been like this. It is nothing new. See, normally what happens? We take some issue at a national or international level and become unnecessarily serious. If you can do something, do. Otherwise, enjoy. See? We simply worry. And worry are sterile. They don't deliver any results. See, friends. Therefore, once we take this principle that we have to live in today's position and that we can live only if we do not have any load on our mind. Then what is the load that we carry? The load that we carry is the load of the total past from which we have not learnt anything. When a wise person lives in this world, he has learned from his past experiences. And as a result, he is living with wisdom. Wisdom is light. And the impressions of the experiences in the form of the memory, they are very heavy. See, friends. And therefore, take an example. This is a very simple example. We all were burnt one time or the other during childhood by fire. We touched something, we got burnt. Now from that experience, we all have learned that fire burns. And therefore, we don't have hatred for the fire. We are not afraid of the fire. But we have learned how to deal with the fire. Is it not? This learning from one's experience is wisdom. Now apply this principle in your life. See? But why my husband is like this dumb? See? Don't ask this question, why he is dumb. Remove the word why and accept the reality. See? He is dumb, I agree with you. He is dumb. See, Swamiji also, the other day I was talking to somebody that, Swamiji, you also call me dumb? I said, yes, you are dumb. So the wife says, see, Swamiji also agrees with me. I said, but why don't you allow me to tell something more? What is that? Had he not been dumb, he will never marry you. This is a very clear picture that he married you has to be dumb, you know. He can't be wise. Wise person will never marry you. See? Like one father was doing some work in USA. There they call it, you know, as a dignity of labor, but it is a necessity. There is no dignity. The same NRIs, when they come to India, for a glass of water they want a servant. And there they will be cleaning the toilets very comfortably. Dignity of cleaning. So one father, he was doing some rubbish job, and the son went to him and said, Dad, Mom always calls you dumb. I don't want to be addressed as dumb by my wife when I grow. Please tell me how to be an intelligent husband. Please tell me, not dumb. So the father looked at the son, felt pity on himself first, then on him, and then started working. Again, once, twice, thrice, dvitiyam, tritiyam, tagam hovacha, mrityavetva dadamiti, Kathopanishad. So, again and again he asked the same question. Then the father said, my dear son, there is nothing like intelligent husband. Understand? Those who are intelligent, they never become husband. Example? Those who are dumb, they alone become husbands, you know. Gatasuna gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. Let us decide we are not going to be miserable for any reason. See, I'll give you one example. Once when I was young, one of my old friend, I used to call him Papa and his wife as Mom. So, ladies are always smarter. So she died. And this Dumbo was waiting in queue. So I got the message, this happened in Delhi. I was waiting, I said, look here, I am not able to come now, I'll come after a few days. He said, okay, Swamiji. I went after about 10-15 days. We had a cup of tea and a nice samosa and everything. And then topic of discussion, if you discuss the following topics, you never incur sin. How the government is bad, how everywhere there is corruption, how there is a war, you know, global warming, and all kinds. These topics when you discuss, time pass ho jata hai, paap punya nahi hota. So I was discussing these topics for about half an hour, and then when I was going, he said, Swamiji, you are a real Swami. I said, I don't have a long beard. That time I had a very small beard. Because longer the beard, more the wisdom. This is the equation. Therefore, all Sardars are extremely intelligent. One day, when Sardarji was going in the market with the, parrot on his shoulder, somebody asked him, hey, where from this animal has come? About the shoulder, parrot, somebody asked Sardarji. Parrot answered, from Punjab. So my friend told, you are a real Swamiji because, I said, what happened? You did not make me cry. So why? Everybody who came to meet me after the death of my wife, They were talking again and again and again, reminding me that I am miserable, and unless I cry, they don't feel that their duty is done. So they will make me cry. And when I become miserable, depressed, काम पूरा हो गया. अच्छा, Gupta ji, I will come. You know Gupta ji? Last time I told you, Gupta ji is a character which I use in all my talks. One day, one person asked me, Swamiji, why do you use this word Gupta ji for all the funny things that are happening? I said, I'll tell you. Once I was in Bareilly, Baas Bareilly, Jhumke wali Bareilly. So, below a tree, some people were playing chess. One group this side, one group this side. And the person who was playing, he is advised by somebody. Are Gupta ji, घोड़े को चला? Are Gupta ji, गधे को चला? You know, like that. And finally, this man won the game. So he looked, यार, कौन बोल रहा था? Who was telling me? He said, मैं बोल रहा था. But how do you know that my name is Gupta? He said, to every Beokoof I call Gupta. So, when we are living in this world, are we making people miserable or we are bringing them out of the misery? So my friend, he said, all these people will come and make me miserable and then they will feel that they have done their duty. But you did not mention even once about the demise of my wife and you did not make me miserable. Therefore you are a real Swami. So I was keeping quiet. Don't you agree? I said, no, I had not that thought in me. My thought was different. What was your thought? I said, I don't know whether you are miserable or you are happy because she died. Even in that old age, he gave me one. You should be little serious sometimes, Swamiji. See, friends, refuse to be miserable in life is the message to discover fun, wit, and wisdom in life. You refuse. See, you must have seen, if one of the toe is hurt, next time the hurt will come exactly to the same place, not any other place. See, like I am staying in Niruben's house. I get all comforts and great luxurious treatment. If somebody asks me that, Swamiji, I am going to Ahmedabad, what place you can suggest? Go to Niruben's place, बहुत अच्छा है. Isn't it? Because it is her mistake. It's not my fault. Suppose she does like this. I go to take bath and I applied soap and water is switch off. I start taking food, too much of salt or too much of chilies. And I am tortured. Next time somebody asks me, I am going to Ahmedabad, where should I go? Go anywhere, don't go there. In the same manner, when the miseries come and we honor the misery, we cooperate with the misery and become miserable, and after some time that misery goes and she comes across another misery. अरे मुझे जाना है वहाँ, कहाँ जाओ? स्वामी जी के पास जाओ. He will become miserable in no time. Don't allow any justification that you are miserable. Don't justify. This is one of the biggest problem for all of us. We justify. We are not required to justify anything in this world. We are not required to prove anything in this world. We are not required to give explanation to anybody in this world. Be yourself. See, friends, one lady, European, a Swami, one day he was driving me. And when I told her, I said, Mama, I think we are going the wrong way. Swamiji, I am driving in this country for last 30 years. I know. I said, that doesn't prevent you from making mistakes. No, I know. And we went the wrong way, and instead of 3 hours drive, it became 6 hours. Swamiji, probably you are right. I said, never mind, now drive. And in a church, we had a lecture. 5 o'clock was the time given. We reached there at 6 o'clock. And all those people were sincerely waiting, having a cup of tea and coffee and all that. And when I got down from the car, straight away went for the lecture, even without going to bathroom. And for 1.5 hours, our talk on Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, I talked there. And after everything was over, then we went to the house where I was staying. We had a cup of tea and evening dinner and everything, and freshening everything. And then, I'm tired, I have to go and sleep. I said, go and sleep. You are not tired? I said, no, I am not tired. You have come all the way from India, 8-9 hours flight, and then 6 hours drive. How come you are not getting tired, and how come you are so fresh? See, I want to be like you. Can I be like you? I said, you cannot be. Why? You have to grow beard first. You cannot be like me. Then I told her, look here, your tragedy is this. In your life, throughout your life, whatever you told me about yourself, you are struggling to prove something to somebody. Alas, you don't know what you want to prove and to whom. Look at your own life. What do we want to prove? The other day, somewhere in south, probably some Devi temple in Maharashtra, very deep you have to go, and we went, had darshan, and then we were climbing up. And when we were climbing up, there were some people who are in our group behind me, and they were talking among themselves. Now it is a lunch time, now this Swamiji is there, he will not go to the hotel, no, we cannot take food, and these fellows can go without food and eat only fruits, it's okay. But now what will happen, I don't know. They were talking. I was hearing, but showing as if I am not hearing. So afterwards, I walked little faster and went and found out very good shop, good hotel. I entered, I said, hey, good food hai? Bole, haan hai. I said, a deal. What is that deal? Give me free food, I will give you 10 customers. So he looked at me. He said, okay. I said, now those people, I called him. See, that group is coming, na? To that group you tell that your Swamiji is inside the hotel. And they all automatically come. But don't take money from my food. Agreed. And I went inside, ordered the food, and I was enjoying. And when they came, your Swamiji is taking food here. Ultimately, you have to eat, isn't it? See? And my observation is very clear. If the pickles are very good, they must be from the market. If the food or papad, achar, etc. is very good, it must be from the market. Because what is cooked in the house, you have to say it is good, or else you can't eat it. And when it is from the market, it has to be good, or it can't be sold, is it not? We make unnecessary issues over small little things. Because you are a Swami, you cannot enter the hotel. Because you are a Swami, you cannot see a movie. Who told you? There is nowhere in the scriptures. In Delhi, this Dharma Dhurandhar I am always afraid of. There was this, Janmashtami. And they have called me and about a dozen from one school, children, about 10-15. We went there, we had nice bhajan kirtan, half an hour talk about Bhagavan Krishna. We were standing outside, very small place, no proper place to even sit or stand. I was sitting on a scooter, and other boys and girls were on the bicycles or wherever they had. And I was talking to them in English. Then I told the organizer, hey man, give something to eat, at least one samosa and tea, if nothing else. Okay, we are getting. I get it here only. Dharmadhurandhar Uvacha. He said, are you going to eat sitting on the scooter? I said, yes. Is it according to our religion, Hindu religion? I said, yes. I don't think. Then I said, okay, let us work it out. Since how long you are in this business of Hindu Dharma? When you are retired, when you are unwanted at home, then you joined the groups like, VHP and all kinds of things. Because you are unwanted at home. Those who are unwanted at home, they get into social service. Number one. Number two, do you agree I have studied more about Hindu religion that you have studied? Yes. Very good. Then I asked him, with the authority of the scriptures and my studies, I tell you, nowhere it is mentioned in any book that if a Swami takes a cup of tea sitting on a scooter, it is destroying the dharma, because when the scriptures were written, scooters were not produced. Khali pili. There is no meaning to that. Be yourself. Don't try to prove anything to anybody. See. And once you take this stand in your life, you will be always at home with yourself. And when you are at peace and at home with yourself, you are at home with everyone. You will never feel that you are talking to somebody who is unknown to you. No. Give it a try. Let us not try to prove anything to anybody. When I last time went to Lhasa, there are those, monks and all that, they don't have beard. So one monk came with the camera and tried to take the photograph hiding somewhere so I should not see. I said, why are you feeling shy? Take my photograph, I'll give you a nice pose. Take. And then he came and he was playing like this slowly. How lucky you are. I said, yes, the length of the luck is the length of the total number of hair in my beard. So my friend who was with me, he said, Swamiji, how can you be so homely with anybody in this world, whether they are known or unknown? I said, look here, this is all big drama going on. Nothing to be taken seriously. Next point. If you want to grow wise, don't take anything seriously in life. Be sincere, not serious. What is the meaning of not being serious? As you are listening to me. You are pretending that you are listening. But after you go back, then same dhum dhadaka again start. Many people in the satsang, they ask Swamiji, when you tell it looks so simple and so good, but when we go out, put on our shoes, and then everything is back to the same square one, what should we do? Please tell us. Then I said, there are two things. Number one, the moment you put on your shoes, the things change. Therefore, don't put on your shoes. That is why in our culture, in our scriptures, in our holy places, when the people go, they leave their old slippers and take the new one and go. It is a spiritual practice. See, because when you leave your old slipper, you are leaving your ego. See, your old slipper, even if you put on at night in darkness, you recognize, is it not, whether this is mine or not, because that is your ego. The moment you wear your ego, again you are back to square one. Therefore, go to the temple always with the old slippers. See? You will never be miserable in life. See, therefore, when we go to any place, it is very easy if we have digested and assimilated this knowledge. Now see, as on now this moment, we are all fully convinced that we are Gujarati gross body. Isn't it? Gujaratis don't have gross body, gross body. You know? Whole mass snake che. So, we are all convinced that we are gross body. Okay? Then after, we all live as the body, by the body, for the body, on everybody. This is our lifestyle. So, we all live our own convictions. So, what is required is, we change our convictions. Unless we change our conviction, there won't be fun in life. See, and what is that conviction change? Is, instead of taking ourselves to be the body, let us start functioning through the body. Now see what a change it will come. See? And when we want to function through the body, not as the body, then what is the foundation for that wisdom? That is what is told in our scriptures, that last life, karma, this life, joy, sorrows, next life, again karma. Now what is the meaning of this? See? The meaning is very simple. We go to the Mahatmas and ask wrong questions. Questions are, why me? See, of all the people, all the miseries are coming to me. I don't know what happened, I got married to this lady and she has made my life miserable. See? So, a husband will start blaming the wife for his misery. Now you go to the Mahatma. Now who is a Mahatma? Mahatma is the one who is able to help us come out of our miseries, is it not? Suppose somebody comes to tell me about how miserable he is because of his wife. What I should tell him? In such a manner that he comes out of the misery. Suppose I tell him like this thing, hey yaar, don't tell anybody, but I am also miserable. No wife yaar. Will I be called as a Mahatma? No. A Mahatma has no freedom to be miserable. No freedom. Then what the Mahatmas will do? They will tell, beta, don't worry. See, husband is a common noun. It is not a proper noun. Therefore, it is not only you who is miserable. You ask any husband, he is miserable. Really, Swamiji? Yes, I am telling you from the data that I have collected over years. See? If there is some husband who is happy, something is wrong with him. So, when we are dealing with any situation, let us first of all decide we refuse to be miserable, and for that thinking process has to be changed. So this husband came and told me that I am miserable because of wife. So what he has done? He has attributed the cause of misery to someone other than him, is it not? So when I attribute the cause of my misery to my wife, then what will I do? I will want to see that my wife changes. Has it ever happened in life? Wife is a specimen which is immune to change like Brahman. Brahman never changes. Wife can never change. That is why the spelling of the wife is W-I-F-E, worries invited forever. See? Now, if this is to be taken that way, so I will struggle to change my wife and it will never be successful and I will become more and more miserable. So when we go to Mahatmas, what the Mahatmas do? First principle, stop blaming the world for your miseries. First principle. If you want to really be happy, live cheerfully as a wise man, the first principle, stop blaming the world for your miseries. We have to shoulder the responsibility of all our experiences. Nobody is responsible. How to do this? Then we are told that whatever sins you have done in your last life, as a result of those sins, you are getting all the miseries in this life through the agency appointed by the God called as wife. Oh God, then what I should do? So, who is responsible for your miseries? Not wife. She is only like a delivery agent, courier. She has not done anything. It is your karma which are coming and torturing you in this life. Oh God, now what I should do? First of all, stop blaming her. Good. Okay, I'll stop blaming her. Good. Second thing, now onwards, start behaving with her properly. Otherwise, she is doing Karwa Chauth. Next 7 lives, not going to spare you. So start behaving properly with her. Don't behave the way you were behaving earlier, all the time condemning, you are useless, you are, and all the time shouting and becoming angry and making yourself very important. No. There was one Marwadi boy, he got married to a girl. And his friends told him that, look here, from day one, you should never talk to your wife in the modern way. Honey, darling, डांट दो एकदम, गुस्से से. Then she will be your servant throughout life. So if you want to ask her, don't ask her, will you please get me a glass of water? Pani lao, nahi to. So right from day one, he started because of the friend's advice. And this lady was getting so frustrated and so frightened for every small little thing. Ye kahan gaya? Nahi to. And again she will be shivering and doing the things. One day it so happened, he was going to take bath, and then he again shouted, where is the hot water? Otherwise. Now she was busy doing something. That day what happened, God knows. She said, otherwise what? I will take cold water bath. When you are frightened, then the world will frighten you. Don't be afraid. See, live courageously. And how do we live that? Stop blaming the world for all your problems. Be responsible for your life. Like many people have this funny notion, Amiji, I don't want to get married, but mummy is telling again and again, what should I do? Such dumbos should get married 3 times. Nobody gets married for the sake of mother or father. Everybody gets married for his own sake, because they read. After marriage, शादी के बाद घर स्वर्ग हो जाता है. शादी के बाद घर स्वर्ग हो जाता है. लो, हमने शादी क्या की? स्वर्गवासी हो गए. So we have to be responsible for our life. And we can be responsible only by this technique. What is our foolish technique? Foolish technique is cause and effect. Cause, so and so. Effect, I am miserable. It is wrong. If I am eating excessive food, my wife will not become fat. See? And then I blame, I don't know, she gives me too much of food and therefore I am becoming fat. No, you are not a baby. You have to learn yourself. See? So then all the problems when we have to shoulder on our responsibility, then it tells us that we existed before this body was born, we are existing in this body, and we will continue to exist in the next body. Therefore, we are the embodied and not the body. See the basic difference. Once this will click you, like, I know I am not the clothes. So when something happens to the clothes, nothing happens to me. Exactly the same way. It requires only little bit, an ounce of grey matter, nothing more. See, it's not difficult. It is not that my lips are talking. There is somebody behind. It is not your drums are hearing. There is somebody behind, I imagine. Because I don't know whether you are hearing or not. Therefore, once we take this stand in our life, we have learned the principle of our philosophy that the embodied is different from the body. First principle. Then the question comes, how do we live in this world? So we have to live in this world with this wisdom at our disposal. In our Bhagavad, etc. stories come. There was a king, and there is standard format in all the stories. There was a king, he had 100 wives, and yet no children. So he went to a Babaji. Babaji, I don't have children. He said, you are lucky. Those who have children, they are miserable. Have you seen any mother and father, they are happy because of the children? Start from Dasharatha. Dasharatha died because of Rama, is it not? Vasudeva, Devaki, they were behind bars because of Krishna. So when your children are Sakshat Bhagwan ka avatar, the parents have to suffer. Your children are kabooters. Don't expect too much. But he is not ready to listen. No, I want a child. And by the blessing of that Mahatma, take this fruit and eat. Give it to your wife. A child is born. When the child is born, do you think the other 99 wives, they will be happy? As much a woman is the enemy of a woman, man is not the enemy of woman. So all of them made a big, caucus, and the maid servant was told, you do this thing, finish that child giving this poison, and we'll give you this thing. And the child died. When the child died, then naturally the same Hindi cinema, crying and all that, and suddenly, Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. Naradji comes there. And then the same Rishi who has given him the blessing, he comes, and Rishi tells, look here Rajan, I told you, now you are miserable because you don't have children, you will be miserable afterwards because you have children. You didn't listen to me. I don't want your philosophy, I want my child to be alive. Naradji says that time, I can bring the child, don't worry. So he brings that jiva and takes the jiva, who is not seen, but his voice can be heard. He says that, yes sir, why did you call me? See, your body is lying here, you please get into it, become a king and make your parents happy. See how miserable they are. The jiva says, which parents? Like in every winter, we have a new pair of socks. In the same manner, in every birth, we have a new pair of parents. Friends, to the children, we give only the body. The embodied, the jiva, is not created by the parents. Not knowing this, we become so miserable because of the children. Come out of this wrong notion. See, like we construct the houses and give it for rent. That person who is living in that house as a tenant, what right we have on him? See, you should get up early in the morning. No, he has the total freedom. Exactly the same way. Once we recognize that the embodied is different from the body, then the quality of our life will change. And what will be the change in the quality? The change in the quality of life will be, we will never take anything in this world very seriously. We will never try to prove anything in this world. See? How simple it is. Take your own experience. When we are going to sleep, 2-3 people suppose in the same room, so how we go to sleep? We try to cover ourselves properly and sleep in a nice manner. Good night, goody, 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 go to sleep. After we sleep, then the cover, this bed sheet or the blanket has fallen somewhere. The mouth, the eyes and the nose, everything is open. Have you seen anybody sleeping in a behaving proper manner? That time, do you feel bad? Hey, when I snore, what others will say? On the contrary, when somebody wakes you up, hey, come on, don't snore. You wake up, I am not snoring. So as long as we are identified with the body, we are behaving as if we are body. Now the very subtle point, be attentive. We have to live through the body, but not as the body. How to do that? Very simple technique, I'll tell you. That this technique is from our Bhakti Shastra, the path of devotion. We all have to play different roles. See? If I am in front of my wife, I am husband. If I am in front of my children, I am father. If I am in front of my husband, I am wife. If I am in front of the steering, I am a driver. So we all have to play different roles. So play your role effectively and be relaxed. You will never be miserable. But normally what happens? One role gets overpowering effect on us and it contaminates the other role that we have to play. One husband had a fight with his wife and went to office. When he went to office, he is supposed to be an officer, not a husband. But that day, because of the fight, he carried the husband to the office. And his subordinate wrote a slip. Casual leave, half-day casual leave. And very good rapport between the two of them. He said, sir, I had to take my wife for medical checkup. I'll come after lunch break. So please excuse me. Immediately called, no. Nothing happens to the wives. Are you Rashtrapati? Nothing happens to the wives. Because he was taking himself to be the husband. The moment the word wife came in front of him, he became very angry. See, friends, let us learn this principle. Play every role perfectly, beautifully, and yet remain totally unattached. See? यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोन्यत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संग समाचर. In the 3rd chapter, Bhagavan says, see, whatever you are doing means you are playing that role. Play that role perfectly well. Samachara. You know, last time I told you one story. There was one drama, and in that drama, the last day practice, director was sitting in the front, nobody in the audience, and the last practice was going on. Tomorrow the drama will be performed. And the scene is like this. One terrorist comes, takes the gun in the hand. Other person is a Malayali with the lungi, check lungi, and taking the newspaper in the hand, reading, and this fellow comes and pumps bullets in him and goes away. And this person who is killed, he falls down. This is the particular event. And he says, begin. So the terrorist comes with proper makeup and everything, looks here and there. He sees one man is standing there with the paper in his hand. So he takes the bullet and goes away. Now the person who was pumped bullets, he folds that newspaper properly and slowly lies down, because he'll get hurt. So the director says, there is no life in your death. Die properly. See, friends, whatever samachara, whatever role we have to play our role perfectly well. See, in Bombay this happened. One NRI couple came in 2 rickshaws. And the front rickshaw, the husband was sitting with the NRI suitcases, and the second rickshaw, the wife was sitting with another NRI suitcases. When the NRIs come to India, they think India there is nothing available. Therefore, right from plastic teaspoons, they bring everything, So, this man, he was fighting and shouting with the driver for 1 rupee. You have taken 1 rupee more. जब हम पहले आते थे तो 8 आने में होता था. हम 2 रुपए ले रहे start fighting. And then when I was there, I have seen that tamasha. And then the second rickshaw came with his wife. Then she said, what happened? Nothing, please come. This is called as acting. When it was talking to the rickshawala, the moment wife came, play your role perfectly well. Samachara. And when you are doing this, you don't have to be serious about it. Be sincere. There is a difference between remaining serious and sincere. When you are sincere, your performance is perfect. And when you are serious, your performance is wrong, but you are unnecessarily carrying the burden of what you have to do in life. See? And a serious person can never achieve happiness in life. See? हंसने से लोग क्या कहेंगे तो रोते रहो. There are some people, they have taken a vow not to laugh. I always remember one lady about this. In one school I went for giving a talk about 3,000-4,000 children and their parents, etc. And right in front of my nose there was one lady sitting. This happened in Thane, near Bombay. And after the whole lecture was over, everybody was giggling, laughing, and ha ha hoo hoo going on. But this lady keeping quiet. It was a challenge for me. And I did my best. But I failed. Then I got down and went to her. I said, Mama, you had defeated me. I can appreciate your self-control. She put her hanky on her mouth and told, Swamiji, not like that. Then what? I have just come from the dentist with the denture. I was holding it, else it will go and jump on you. Why become serious in life? There is nothing worth becoming serious. One thumb rule I will tell you. Those who become miserable because of somebody or something, they are the fools of the highest order. Don't become miserable. If the wife becomes miserable because of the husband, she is a fool. If the husband becomes miserable because of the wife, he is a super fool. See? Why should I become miserable? Because you are there, I don't. Suppose you don't laugh, who cares? I laugh. See, take this attitude. Otherwise, you will never be happy in this world. One person in Bangalore, I got down from the flight and waiting for the luggage. So he came, youngsters, IT, softy. So he came and he said, Swamiji, how come you are here? I said, by default. Next. He said, you are the same in the TV and outside. I said, yes, there I am only image, here I am live. Then he said, I am your fan. I said, then keep moving. Next. Then I asked him, where is your tube light? Swamiji, I am not married. But I said, you look like married. I said, that is how it is. Then he asked me, you have been talking on Gita, Upanishad, so many places, but nobody changes. Don't you feel bad? Whole life you are spending in spreading this wisdom of Gita, but the people continue to be miserable, disgusted. Don't you feel bad? Then I told him, मुझे पागल कुत्ते ने काटा है. Why? I said, why should I feel miserable? On the contrary, I am happy. Because I survive on your ignorance. If you all become wise, where will I go? See? So maintain your level of ignorance and continue to be miserable so that my market is guaranteed. See, friends. Otherwise, you can see Bhagavad Gita. Throughout Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan was talking to Arjun. And Arjun again the same, Kadam Vishmamam Sange Drodam Jamadusudana Eshubi Pradeyosyami Pujara Varisudana Ke. To that Arjuna, will Bhagavan also say also, Kutasva Gashmalamida? He gave one. See. Refuse, friends, refuse. And for that the foundation is only one. Play the role that you are given. And this is what our Bhakti Shastra tells. This whole world is nothing but Krishna Leela, Rama Leela, or you can call it as a big mega show going on. See, first time in 60s or so, I saw this Ram Leela in Hathras near Agra. That was the first experience. I was small that time. So when I saw that, they were having nice costumes and dialogue and all that. But being mischievous, I wanted to know what happens behind the curtain. It is only on the open ground. So in the break, I went behind and I saw. And I tell you what a joy. Hanumanji took out bidi. And Sitaji took out machis. See? And both of them shared that bidi, two puff here, two puff there. You know about smoking? There is a big shloka in Manusmriti. The shloka is Dhumrapanam Shatagodanam. When you offer a cigarette to somebody, it is equivalent to donation of 100 cows. Dhumrapanam Shatagodanam. Ek kash Ganga Snanam. So, they had, that BD and all that going on, everything. And then the bell went, ten. Immediately BD was thrown and when came on the stage and Hanumanji and Sitaji miserable. I was so thrilled. See, this is what is called as life. We have to just play our roles. And when you are a father, play the role of father. When you are a mother, play the role of mother. But don't imagine that your children are your. No, they are not born to you. They are born through you. See, the whole attitude of life will change. But we go on imagining and take this relationship very serious. Don't. In this manner, Whatever role we have to play, play your role cheerfully and happily. Don't worry what others are doing. See, one of my friend in Vrindavan told me this one day. So many things, one after another. I was listening, and he said, Swami, you are not telling me anything. I said, okay, I'll tell you. Can you do anything about this? No. I said, why are you wasting your air? Hawa kyun kharab kar rahe ho? So when I told him, he said, Swamiji, you are really a right man. So what happened? Everybody, when I used to talk to them, they used to inspire me to talk, and then after that come for the chanda, and in their garmi, I used to give them 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh rupees. But you have cut me right in the beginning. I said, because you are just wasting your energy. Don't do that. Focus your attention on your goal of life. Now, last point. We can be light, we can have life as a fun, and we can grow in wisdom if we have some higher goal to be attained in life. See, life cannot be dhokla, thepla and khakra and life cannot be like that. You know why I don't like dhokla? This happened in, I was coming from what you call Somnath to our Ahmedabad by bus, about 30-40 of us. And somewhere we stop, and then one truck was also there. They had some problem. We also had some problem. Below some tree, very hot. And the truck driver was a Sardarji, and his person helping hand was a Gujarati. So he was telling him, wo lena jara hammer or span or something like that. And this Gujarati boy could not understand. And the Sardarji got very angry. Are dhokle, wo le. From that day onward, I decided I am not going to eat dhokla. So life is not only dhokla and khakra. There is much more in life. See? And once you take this principle, higher the goal, easier is the flight. Then we need not have to bother about what people say. If you see all the great masters, no great master has ever walked his path by taking permission from the world. Excuse me, I want to take sannyas. Should I take? No, you should get married. How many times? No. Be yourself. And keep some higher goal. Higher goal doesn't mean I want to get married and then very nice wife and very intelligent wife. Impossible combination. And then I will have nice 2 children and then nice house on the sea beach and nice car and a fat salary. Many people have this, but are they happy? See, go to the overdeveloped countries. They have got everything. They have got a royal bed, but no sleep. They have got lots and lots of food available, but they don't eat food. They calculate the calories and cholesterol. See, they don't do work. It is a dignity of labor. See? They will go for a walk by a car. And in spite of all these things, do you think they are ever cheerful and happy? You see, I move around the world. In our country, in spite of all the things, the innocence, the smile, the cheer, the open-heartedness is so abundantly available. You go to those other countries, you walk there like a robo. If you see a beautiful child, you can't go and touch. The moment you touch, don't touch my child. See? Is this life living under fear, suspicion, doubt, confusion? No. Therefore, friends, let us bring out the best in us. And so, therefore, what should be the goal of life? Only one. With this, I will conclude. Be happy. Refuse to be miserable. If you are happy because your wife is good, what is your contribution? If you are happy in spite of your wife, then you are a genius. See? So let your happiness come spring from within. And this is possible when we stop not reacting to anything in this world. See, there are 4 methods of interaction. Number 1, with elders, never argue. With elders, never teach them anything. With elders, don't expect they will change. It is not possible. Because they are a gone case. Then what is to be done? Pray to the Lord. Lord, See, then with the contemporaries, our age group, be friendly. And who is the friend? A friend is the one who is able to tolerate the weaknesses of his friend. See, be friendly. We have to tolerate the weaknesses of the people. Third one, those who are younger, smaller than us. With them how to live? Very simple technique. An attitude of forgiveness. When we were children, have we not done anything wrong? Some person was telling me, Swamiji, you should teach all these things to the children. I said, why children, why not you? Are you gone case? No, because if the children will learn, they will grow into very good people. I said, who stopped you from learning when you were a child? Don't bother about children. Let them be themselves. You have to only forgive them. They will make mistakes. Mistake making is their purview. We as elders, we have to absorb them with cheer, love, understanding. Then only they will come out of that. But we are immediately ready to find out the faults of the children. No. And the 4th one, there are many criminal elements in the society. Be indifferent to them. Don't try to improve them. Be indifferent. The net result, our mind will be at peace. When our mind is at peace, then alone happiness is experienced. Happiness is not non-stop, unnecessary laughing. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha. That is not happiness. See? It is like, there are some toys. You give chabi to them, and they start. Do you think that the toy is happy? Chabi hai, jab tak chabi chalegi, tab to chalega. In the same manner, you go for a particular thing, now we will laugh for 10 minutes. Ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha. Happiness is not laughing. Happiness is you are at peace with yourself under all conditions. That is happiness. With that intense